"52 degrees. Happy girls." This one was empty. Look at that. And that's what you want to see on a warm day when you come out and check your bees. I have another one up front here I'm kind of curious about. Yeah, my bee yard's a mess. Oh, look at that. Is that a piece of fondant paper I just seen come out? That's funny. So, hello folks, Jason Chrisman, JC's Bees, your Central Ohio beekeeper. Let's see, I've been doing this since 2009. I've been making beekeeping videos, and most of them are about beekeeping anyway. And you know, I got into this routine a few years ago where I was doing videos every Sunday, and I really enjoyed it and I miss it. But recently, it seems like I've been falling off the ball a little bit. I ain't been making that every Sunday deadline, and I apologize for that. Farm life gets busy, and I gotta either judge putting something off I should be doing on the farm so I can make a video, or go do the task on the farm. And that's where all my attention's been here recently, and I want to talk a little bit about that today, and give you some updates on my beekeeping book, and that'll probably be about it for today, really. Farm life, always something to do, and it never fails. On top of having stuff to do every day, that stuff breaks. And that's what I've been dealing with a lot here recently. So I went to feed the cows the other day in the tractor, and I get about halfway back across the farm, and I've got a bale on the front of the tractor and a bale on the back of the tractor on the spears. Round bales. These are probably 900-pound bales. And I come to a gate that I got to open, and so I put the tractor in park and I hop out, and I don't usually get out this particular side of the tractor, but for some reason this day I did. And when I did, I looked over at the arm on the loader on the tractor, and I noticed a crack in the steel. Ooh, you know, that's got 900 pounds on it. So after I opened the gate, first thing I did was I dropped the bale to the ground and hopped back out to see if the weld had changed any. Did it close up? How crucial is this? And nothing changed. I lifted the bale back up. The gap didn't get any wider or anything, so I proceeded, went and fed the bale. Actually used it for a few more days just as it was, and then I had some good friends on Facebook encourage me that I probably had the skills and the tools to fix it myself. And you know, I'm not definitely not a certified welder, but I think we're going on about a week and a half now, and I've had to lifted, because I'm moving hay around the farm right now and placing it in different pastures. I've probably lifted a good 35 bales with it so far, and it's holding up great. So it's not the prettiest weld in the world, but got that task dealt with. Well, as I'm dealing with this, I'm watching our hydraulic cylinder on the loader that used to be just a drip turn into a stream, about 3 or 4 different streams dripping, running all the time. And I'm like, this is not good. I've got more hay to move. I need the tractor. So I went to the school of YouTube and watched a couple videos, and I found one that taught me everything I needed to know. So just this week, I tore the hydraulic cylinder apart on our tractor and replaced the seals. I also made a video of me doing that if that's something you're interested in. I released it over on my farm channel. I'll leave the link for that down in the video description, and if I remember, I'll pin it to the top comment so you can go over and check it out. It was actually pretty easy. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to do it, but man, I was nervous about it because I need the tractor every day. So to not have it every day to feed the cows means I got to think ahead. So before I tore the cylinder apart, what I did was I went and placed bales in different pastures. So all I had to do each day was move the cows to a different pasture if I didn't get the tractor fixed. But luckily, within a couple hours, it was back up, and the seals are now not leaking, and life is good. So It's just been one thing after another though, between the crack in the loader that I had to fix, the cylinder, and then battling neating the tractor every day. I got loads of hay coming in. We're trying to get all of our hay in before it gets super muddy, and it's stressful. So I guess that's where all my time has been, dealing with the tractor, hay deliveries, and just trying to get the farm prepared to go into winter. And then at the same time, we're getting ready to ban this year's bull calves, hopefully in the next couple weeks, weather permitting. And I'm trying to get everything set up for that. I got some work in the corral I need to finish up, and different things like that. So very, very hectic times. And then, you know, on top of all this stuff, you've got everyday life stuff. I need to bring in firewood and tend to Ladybug, and it's just, Ladybug is very demanding. You guys know this. If you're not familiar, Ladybug is my dog. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. On top of all of this, I've had a water spigot that busted underground last winter, and I've just put off fixing it because I hate plumbing. I really do hate plumbing. It's no secret. I'll tell everybody right here on YouTube, I hate doing plumbing. I can do it, I just don't like doing it. So I've had this hole dug up around this spigot for probably 9 months, looking down in this hole thinking, man, all I gotta do now is get down in there and disconnect it and put on the new spigot. And I didn't really want to fool with it. Well, it's starting to get cold now, and I'm thinking, you know, this is a pretty important spigot to have on the farm during the winter time. It's the closest spigot to the front of the farm. So if we get 2 foot of snow, Jason doesn't have to track halfway across the farm to get to the herd. He can bring the herd to the front of the farm and just feed them right there for a few days. So I know I needed to get it fixed. So I bit the bullet on that the other day, maybe a week or so ago, and got that spigot changed out, and life is good for a couple days. And then this week it decided to get really cold, and Farmer Jason had a stock tank and a pasture that the cows were not in turned on, and our stock tanks have automatic shutoffs in them. They have a float valve, so once they get so full, they just shut off until the cows drink down and it fills back up. Well, Jason didn't see any harm, and he's got a few of these tanks. You just leave that one hooked up, move the cows, and give them the tank that's already in the pasture. So that's what I did. I forgot to shut that one off. This week it gets down to 17 degrees overnight, and it freezes. And when you know, the night that it gets down to 17, or the morning after, I go to feed the cows, and I'm driving through the pasture on the tractor, and I look over through the trees, and I was like, oh yeah, that stock tank, I better go check that before I leave this morning. Well, I feed the cows, go check the spigot, and go to push down on the handle. It won't move. It's froze. So the stock tank also equally still full, and now a big chunk of ice. I'm not so much worried about the stock tank. It can take some freezing. Those spigots, they can't. So 2 days later, we get to above freezing, and I go to feed the cows, and I look over, and here's the spigot blowing a geyser out the side of it about 4 feet. And I'm like, yeah, that don't look good. And at the same time, I've still got these bales. I need to go feed the cows first before I can tend to that. That's already been blowing out half the night probably, so why rush over there now? So I go drop these bales for the cows, and I don't just place the bales in the pasture. I actually enroll them. That way, all the area where the hay is enrolled, the fertility increases. You got the cows, you can control where the cows defecate. When you can control that, you control where the soil fertility increases. So we enroll these hay bales, or I enroll these hay bales. And then I went and checked the spigot, and I get out of the tractor, and I'm just watching this water just gush out of this side of this spigot, thinking this is not good. I don't have a shut off back here. If this doesn't shut off, I've got to go up to our cistern, get down in this concrete hole, and shut off a valve that's going to kill all the water to the back of the farm, which means I've now got to move the cows to the front of the farm. So I put my hand out on this handle, and I pushed down on it, and wouldn't you know, it shut the water off. No leaks. But right in the side of the spigot, it blew a big chunk of the cast iron out. So luckily, the spigot that I just replaced, I kept it, and it looks like I can just unscrew the head from the old spigot and screw on this where this one broke. So all above ground work, Jason can live with that, and he's going to take care of that hopefully this coming week. So anyway, that's farm life and a hand basket for you. Book updates. In the last few weeks I've got a few, I think 8 different suggestions on, they're just sketches on the cover for my beekeeping book. So, you know, my job was to go through and pick out things that I like, and maybe they can incorporate all that into one cover. Oh, and then also me and Ladybug had to send in a photo so we could get illustrated to be put with about the author in the book. And we got one sample back from there, I think a week ago, and you know, I'm pretty impressed with it. There's a couple tweaks I want made, like Ladybug's only got 3 legs, but you know, for the first sample, I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek, but don't tell anybody I showed you, okay? Because this is a secret until the book comes out. Here's what it looks like. What do you think? Ladybug looked pretty good. She got her head all kinked back like she got an attitude, but you know, she can get an attitude. Besides that though, the book's in formatting, which means they're going through and picking out the font, the spacing, and a whole bunch of stuff I don't really know all the details to. I don't ask any more than what they tell me. It's nothing I want to plug my head with. And then after that, it'll be going to publishing. So hopefully folks, fingers crossed, the first part of the new year, I'll have a beekeeping book out on Amazon, and I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty darn neat. So that's my life the last few weeks. Sorry I missed the videos. I'd love to hear down in the comments how your bees are doing. Did you get this cold snap? Did you not get it? How are your bees? Did they do all right going through the cold snap? Who's using the Hive Alive fondant patties? Raise your hand. Me. Those are just an amazing insurance policy, folks. The Hive Alive fondant patties. I've got plenty of videos to talk about them, so I won't bore you with it now. But I did want to tell you where I've been, and I ain't been putting you off by any means. Some people probably think I went to pot from my last video. Who knows? The world's crazy. Anyway, folks, I've been thinking about you, and hopefully I'll get back on track here real soon, and we'll get out some more content. Before I go though, I do want to invite you all over to my Beekeeping Blueprint community. You can join it for less than a cup of coffee. It's a lifetime membership fee. You do not have to pay it again. That's where I'm doing live streams over there. There's places where you can ask questions, you can connect with people. Probably a lot more connection than what you get in the comments of these videos. I don't want to take any value away from the comments in the videos, but there is more opportunities over on the Beekeeping Blueprint community. And like I say, less than a cup of coffee, you can't really turn that down. All right, folks, take care and keep warm.